Hello, and welcome to the Swift Business Forum New York. I'm Joy Macknight, Deputy Editor at The Banker, and I'm joined by Manish Kohli, Global Head of Payments and Receivables, Treasury and Trade Solutions at Citi. Manish, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you for having me.
You were speaking on a panel earlier today about international payments. What are the biggest challenges when it comes to cross-border payments?
The cross-border payments industry, which is going through an immense amount of transformation right now, has historically been plagued with issues related to lack of speed, lack of transparency, issues with cost, convenience, and at times security. So what is encouraging, having said all that, what is encouraging is that the industry is really rallying together, backed by enabling technology, a very benign and supportive regulatory environment, and through collaborative environments and ecosystems created between banks and fintechs in solving these issues that the industry has historically seen.
Okay, and I know Swift is also addressing it, so the banks are coming together and they're using Swift GPI, Global Payments Innovation. Is Swift GPI really solving those pain points?
Swift GPI is a very foundational and a very progressive step that the industry has taken. It's early days yet, but we are very encouraged with the progress that the banking community has made in adoption of Swift GPI. And it's gone to the heart of solving one of these issues that I talked about, which is transparency. Now banks can see where the payment is, the customers can see where the payment is, they can see how long it's taken to process a payment, and with this level of transparency, derivative benefits around reduction of cost, improvement of speed, enhancement of convenience have followed. So we're very excited with the progress made with Swift GPI, and we're very excited about the future.
And you talked a little bit about fintechs. How should incumbent banks really be working with fintechs in the cross-border payment space?
So I think there's a tremendous opportunity for cooperation between banks and fintechs. Fintechs bring a maniacal focus on a specific area of problem in the payment value chain. They bring access to new technology, they bring a very entrepreneurial spirit in resolving those issues. And banks bring scale, they bring trust, they bring solid risk management practices. And together they have the ability to create reimagined product solutions. So at Citi, we are very encouraged by the progress fintechs have made. We've invested in about 40 plus fintechs, and we have had commercial partnerships with many of them, which are now an integral part of our solution that we offer to our corporate and financial institution clients.
Okay, and is Citi changing its international payment strategy in order to cope with this new environment?
Yeah, we are refining our strategy. We're not changing it entirely, we're refining it. We're in areas doubling down. Our core principles of our strategy is to offer a product and a set of solutions that are built on principles of delivering a simple, a global, and a digital experience to our clients to ready them to succeed in a digital environment. So with that in mind, there are three large components of our strategy. We're investing heavily into our own platforms because we see banks continuing to have a very large role to play in the cross-border payment space. And we're readying ourselves to be able to process infinite capacity, to be able to process at scale, at speed. So that's one component of the strategy. The second is we're working with regulators and market infrastructure like Swift and GPI that you just referred earlier as an example where we are influencing the ecosystem to be more conducive to solving problems that have historically plagued the cross-border payment industry. And finally, we're building together an ecosystem. We're building an ecosystem of fintech companies, of alternate payment networks that we can all bring together and deliver as a holistic solution to our clients. So we believe that banks have a very large role to play in cross-border payments, and we're investing for that.
Okay, my last question is around blockchain, which is still a big buzzword. How do you think blockchain is going to impact cross-border payments?
Well, the technology continues to be very promising. So far, blockchain has not had a material impact in cross-border payments. We do believe there are opportunities for us to deploy blockchain technology in not moving the money yet, but in providing a supportive ecosystem of transfer of information, investigation of queries that we are investing in, we are trying them out, we're experimenting, but it does need an entire ecosystem around us to start adopting this to make it commercial scale. So promising technology, hasn't had an impact yet. We still are keen to experiment further.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your insights, Manish.
Thank you, Jen.